We got news spanning 3 different versions of the game right now: Midnight, Retail, and Legion Remix. Let's just jump straight in. We got a couple things to talk about here. First off, watching the news? No, you're not. You're not at all. You're watching the biggest giveaway Samiccus has ever done. $140 in BNet balance could be yours. You could purchase anything your heart desires with this money as long as it's in the WoW store or the WoW shop. How do you do it? You got to watch 1 hour of this shitty stream. You can get yourself the Long Boy if you do that. There's plenty of other things to be had. Get yourself the Epic Edition so you can get all the benefits of that. Get yourself a mount pack. Even if you're someone that doesn't enjoy retail, get yourself a little classic Andy pack, right? Any of that stuff could be yours. All you got to do is watch 1 hour of this shitty stream, okay? Every hour beyond that gets you another point to enter the giveaway, so you can enter multiple times. Check out all the stuff you can get off the WoW store with this money. We're talking about nice little sweaters, the Eternal Judgment armor, the Pepe Dreadlord pillow. I mean, any of this stuff could be yours if you win the giveaway. You have until December 23rd to watch as much of my stream as you possibly can. Shit, even get the Collector's Edition if you want it. All this stuff ends, as I said, on December 23rd. Gather up as many points and watch time as you can. I'm here 5 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Get in here, watch, gather up those points. Classic Time Walking is now live. That's right. As we continue through our turbulent time-waste adventure, ending with Shadowlands and starting with Shadowlands, we're jumping between every expansion, and now we got, which to me is honestly the best version of classic time walking, the classic version. That's right. So now the classic version is now live, which means you can go through all these classic dungeons in their time walking form. Get your achievement up if you want to continue to work your way towards those final mounts, the golden versions of the Shadowland mounts if you want those. And a couple rewards now available from the vendor if you want the classic versions of some of these rewards. So go get them if you want them. This scythe is badass. I should go buy this thing. Besides that, continue on in your retail adventures. Also, we got class tuning going on. So a bunch of class tuning. This continues to happen week after week, and we just kind of go through some of these. But here are the major class tuning things going on. So first off with Mage, for Arcane Apex talents, their Touch of the Magi talent has been changed on its 3 nodes at the end of the talent tree. Now you're going to have 3 big nodes to put talents in. Yeah, that's right. Touch of the Magi looks like it's been buffed. It's weird. Touch of the Magi has always been a weird one to me. It just sounds like some old mage who's inappropriately touching you while you're training in Dalaran. I don't know. But anyways, for Paladins, we got some changes to Retribution here. Blade of Justice, 100% effectiveness. We also have other classes getting their changes as well. Demon Hunter, we're seeing changes to all 3 of their hero talent trees. Annihilator, Eldachi Reaver, and Felscarred. Looks like, for the most part, some buffs here for that. Vengeance, Eldachi Reaver looks like it's getting some nerfs. And then Havoc Demon Hunter getting a little bit of a buff there. Besides that, Havoc also getting a buff of 10% across the board to all damage, so that's nice for them. Vengeance Demon Hunter seeing an increase in their armor from thick skin. So there you go there. Evoker, we got Preservation Evoker healing spells being reduced. Oh no, looks like a couple reductions, a few increases here, so some tuning balances going on with Evoker. For Paladin, we see Paladin Protection, looks like a couple increases. Looks like Prop Paladin's getting some buffs here, increases across the board. From armor granted to Shield of the Righteous to Aegis of the Light increase armor, so buffing to Protection Paladins as if they ever need it. Paladins are always in a freaking good spot. Anyways, for Warlock, we got hero talents, Hellcaller, Soul Reaver, I should say Soul Harvester getting buffs there, Hellcaller getting a nice buff, Affliction getting, it looks like, buffs across the board. Now, Demonology looks like it's the one that's getting slightly nerfed. And then we see Destruction also getting buffs. So buffs for Destruction and Affliction, but Demonology getting some nerfs. Probably Demonology's been pumping lately. I actually saw not too long ago someone saying Demonology was near the top of the charts, so that's probably why they're getting a little bit of a nerf here. For Warrior, we see some Slayer hero talent buffs, it looks like. So, oh no, some nerfs, I should say, to their Arms and Fury for their Slayer buffs. And then Arms, we see Crushing combo has been updated. Colossus Smash causes 3 cleaves within 20 seconds to trigger no cooldown. And then for Furry Warriors, the furriest of warriors, of course, we see, what is this here? Enlarged Bloodthirst and Raging Blow deals 5 to 10% additional damage, was 10 to 20. So that's a bit of a nerf here. We also see this Bloodthirst also getting slightly nerfed. And Blood Craze looks like increase the damage of your next Bloodthirst by 5%, stacking up to 5 times. So some nerfs, it looks like, to the Furries of Warriors. And then finally, a few little interface option changes here. We've been seeing these. Blizzard keeps adding more and more to their combat audio alert system. This looks like it's actually going to be a decent system with some decent customization in terms of what you're going to hear called out. So the audio system looking more and more, I don't know, promising, I should say, for damage meters. Each damage meter window can now be assigned a different segment, reverting a previous change, and full background styles have been removed and will instead be controlled by background opacity sliders. So there you go. Now we have an opacity slider that controls that, so that's good. Cooldown manager added some visual alerts there. Also added border colors to indicate debuffs, like magic and poisons for tracking items. And then finally, add-on interfaces made improvements to allow unit frame add-ons to show healing prediction and absorbs and custom unit frames. So a bunch of things happening there. Now, one good thing about add-ons and everything else is Blizzard continues to loosen up their tightness, right? They're getting a little bit looser as we get closer and closer to midnight in terms of what they're allowing add-on devs to do. So it looks like another update has come in where they're allowing add-on devs to do just a little bit more and get a little bit deeper into what it is that they're allowed to dabble in. So in an update within the WoW UI dev Discord, Blizzard has shared new plans to allow kind of remove some API restrictions, allowing players more control over cast bars, unit frame healing, and a limited whitelist of select spells. While some of the technical aspects only matter to add-on authors, the short version is that developers are relaxing some of the restrictions and giving players more tools to interact with when it comes to cast bars or predictive healing and absorbs on unit frames directly. Overall, these are good changes coming at the request of player feedback. Again, listening to player feedback. So some of these things like predictive healing and absorbs and stuff like that, you'll be able to download add-ons to show more stuff like that, not directly combat related, which again kind of fits Blizzard's philosophy. They don't want combat callouts and shit like that. But as far as unit frame stuff goes, it looks like they're allowing more and more add-on integration there, so that's good. Totally pre-watched. How am I pre-watching a fucking article? I don't even know. Anyways, Mythic Plus Midnight Beta continues. We now have testing of 4 other dungeons: the Magister's Terrace, Mayasara Caverns, Nexus Point, Xanax, and Windrunner Spire. These are now testable, and people have began testing these just yesterday, so you can get in, test out these dungeons if you're actually doing stuff on the PTR. Another example of Blizzard listening to player feedback. You guys remember how there was a little trick to find the borders of your housing plots by kind of picking up a fence and then editing it and pushing it as far as you can possibly go until it stops working? Well, Blizzard saw the feedback, and they understand people want to know where the border of their plots are. Well, now coming in midnight, Blizzard is putting a visual border, this light line that you see here. When you enter edit mode, you will be able to actually see the edge lines of your plot, so you can see how far you can put that giant contraption of carts that you put together that looks like a massive dildo, if you could put it on the corner of your lot as close to your neighbor as possible to be absolutely annoying. So there you go. You can now see your borders. This will go live once midnight does. Finally, we got sales on top of sales, guys. Again, we're doing the giveaway here, so if you want to get into some of these sales, you'll be able to actually purchase some of this stuff. Big time, 50% off a bunch of mounts and skins and other things. Also, we're seeing not only 50% off all these different transmogs, mounts, and skins, but 30% off some of the newer stuff as well. So these right here are 30% off. You'll be able to get some of these. And then a couple of different in-game services also being discounted here. 30% off select game services and 33% off some other stuff. Also for your classic Andes out there's a couple classic packs that are now on sale as well. So hey, if you win the giveaway, your $140 might just go that much further now. Also, for all you little snow bunnies out there, we got a little snow bunny pack, it looks like, or something. A nice little transmog here with the, honestly, these winter transmogs have been pretty damn cool. We have a red version of this winter transmog. I believe one of these was available on the trading post not too long ago, along with the red moose boy. So you can get yourself this little transmog and this moose. This is a package deal. How much is this thing going for? 25 Americano dollars. So there you go. You can get this one. This one's not discounted. It's a limited time offer. So you can go get this little pack if you're actually into it. And then finally, Legion Remix. We know we're in the final phase of Legion Remix now, but are we? Are we truly in the final phase? It looks like one of the final achievements that was supposed to be made available in Legion Remix as this final phase went live is still not available. This final achievement is known as Cloudy with a Chance of Infernals. It says logging in during the end of Legion Remix. Now, interestingly enough, we thought this would be available right when the final ending patch of Legion Remix, which is now live, goes live. Well, this achievement's still not gettable, making people think that maybe there is going to be some final world-breaking Legion invasion event that's going to happen. Now, we do know right now there's currently this big green portal that is opened up above Dalaran, but nothing's coming out of it. Right? We've seen the asshole in the sky open, and yet we're waiting and nothing has dropped out of this thing just yet. So this could be an indication that maybe Blizzard's planning on doing some kind of world-breaking event, maybe in the final week of Legion Remix, where Infernals are just going to rain down from the sky and you're going to be fighting back against a massive Legion invasion for the entire final week. The game becomes basically unplayable at some point, which is fun. We've seen them end things like this before. We've seen both from Scourge invasions to Classic, where we saw Ragnaros, Hagar, and Onyxia show up in Stormwind. There's been a lot of cool things that have happened, end of event things in WoW before, and this could be another one. So brace yourselves. Either this is a mistake, or we're seeing Blizzard holding back on this achievement because there's going to be some kind of massive final Legion invasion to break Legion Remix, maybe in the final week. And for now, that is all in terms of news.